Alright y'all, so he's been on here another 10 minutes. Look at that. Looking pretty darn good. Let me see here. Look at that. Yum yum. Alright, I'm going to get these off of here. Let's see here. I'll wrap these in foil. I'm going to take them inside and taste. Alright. Hey everybody, Mike Chavez here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Alright y'all, today we're going to do some barbecue chicken, but not just any barbecue chicken, okay? We're going to take some chicken thighs, we're going to cut them in chunks, season them up. We're going to put them on some kebabs or on a skewer with some pineapple. Alright, we're going to season them up with some barbecue rub, and then we'll finish them off with a nice barbecue sauce glaze. So, barbecue chicken skewers with pineapple. You ready? Let's do it. Alright y'all, so we got some boneless chicken thighs. Okay, they got a little excess fat, so we'll get rid of that. That ain't too much. I ain't worried about that too much. So all I'm going to do is cut these in pieces to go on the skewers. Okay. So pretty good sized chunks. Rub. But I just want to give a little something extra today. So we're going to go ahead and put pineapple with it. Alright, so what we're going to do, I got some of this left over. I haven't used it up. This is Holy Voodoo by Meat Church. This is a pretty good rub here. So, I'll go ahead and put that rub on there. I ain't decided what glaze I'm going to put on here, what sauce. So what I got is some, I got some metal skewers. So we'll go ahead, put these on here. Got some pineapple. Alright, put a piece of pineapple on. Piece of meat. Pineapple. Meat. Pineapple. So you get the idea. Meat, pineapple, meat, pineapple. Alright then, we got two nice skewers out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little more rub on here. Alright. So we're going to put these in the fridge for a little bit, and then we'll get the grill fired up. Alright y'all. Alright then, we're going to go ahead and get the Acorn Auto Kamado fired up today for this cook. So I got some leftover charcoal. I ain't going to add any more. So I'm going to put me a tumbleweed in here. Let's open it up a little bit. We'll nestle it down in there. Plenty of charcoal in there. So we'll fire that up. Alright, we'll let that get going 10-15 minutes. Alright y'all, so these charcoals are lit. Just want to spread these out. Let me go get some wood. Alright then, we're going to put a little bit of pecan wood on here. Alright, so let's put this together. Heat deflector. Cooking great. Alright, we're going to let this thing preheat. We'll set our temp. So I got my char griller app open. Alright, let's go. I like to go about 350. There we go, 350, confirm. So want to set the vent to D2. Fan come on. D2 on the vent. Alright. Let this come on up to temperature. Preheat the cooker. We'll bring the skewers out. Alright y'all, this thing is up. Close to 400 actually, but that's okay. So I'm going to give this a little brush. This ain't bad. Alright. Get these kebabs on. Alright. I think I'm going to give these about 15 minutes, then we'll flip them. Another 10-15 minutes, and then we'll check the temps. Alright, we want this about 175 for the thighs. Alright y'all, back in a minute. Alright y'all, it's been about 15 minutes. Let's take a peek. Look like these are cooking good. Let's see if we can flip these over. Here we go. Yep, looking real good. Alright, go another 15 minutes and we'll check the temps. Alright y'all, been another 15 minutes. Let's take a peek. Alright, looking good. Get my thermal pin out. Let's take a look. 168. And that one. 169, 170. Alright. Turn that fan off. So, we're going to keep this pretty simple for the glaze. I got my good old Sweet Baby Ray's. Nothing wrong with Sweet Baby Ray's. Some good sauce. So we're going to paint these up, glaze them good. Pineapple looking good up in there. So by the time this sauce sets, they should be at temp, so they're about 165 or so, which is done for chicken, but I want the thighs and bring them up a little more than that. Alright, let me go ahead and flip these over. Alright, we'll sauce this other side. we'll give this 10 more minutes, and we'll take these off of here. All right. All right, y'all. These have been on here another 10 minutes. Look at that. Looking pretty darn good. Let me see here. Look at that. Yum, yum. All right, I'm going to get these off of here. We'll wrap them in foil. Oop. Little pineapple on there. Let me see here. We'll wrap these in foil. Then we'll take them inside and taste. All right. All right, y'all. Here we go. So these have been resting for about 10-15 minutes. Always let it rest. Anytime you can grill meat, let it rest. So there you go. There's our chicken and pineapple kebabs. So let's try these out, shall we? So I'm going to pull a few of these off. Let's take a whole kebab off. There we go. All right. Ready to try these out? Let's do it. All right, y'all. Here we go. Chicken thighs, barbecued, grilled. Got we used Holy Voodoo for our rub today, and then we finished it with regular good old Sweet Baby Ray's. All right. So let's see how we did. Look at that. Let me put my light down a little bit so we can see. There we go. Looking delicious. All right, y'all ready? Taste. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. A little pineapple. That's really good. Look at that chicken. One more. Ready? Taste. Moist, tender, full of flavor, and so easy. Didn't take no time at all. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Got more videos over here you can watch. If you haven't done it yet, press here to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for coming by. See you next time. Bye, everybody.